Hi guys, my name is Luke and today we're going to talk to you about the ins and outs of flow racks. So flow racks are pretty commonly used in warehouses, distribution centres and manufacturing facilities. And they're used with a combination of other material handling equipment to try and ensure a smooth and efficient process. The other forms of material handling equipment could be including material handling carts, other types of racks, forklifts, flow racks, conveyors and possibly even cranes. So using a combination of all these forms of equipment leads to a pretty complicated process of goods and parts moving throughout a facility. So flow racks play an important role in this, especially in manufacturing facilities, as they help to present parts to operators in a more ergonomic fashion. But first of all, what is a flow rack? A flow rack is a racking system that comes with either angled shelves, they could be roller shelves. They are there to use gravity, which actually pulls the boxes, containers or totes from one side to the other. Generally, the containers or boxes are fed or placed in one side of the flow rack, and then they are presented to the operators on the other side. Essentially, they provide a flow between the input side and the output side of the rack. Flow racks can also be referred to as gravity racks, feed racks, or flow chutes. And in FlexQubes, we use two different types of shelves in our flow racks. The first being a roller shelf, which is most common in these forms of racks. Then the second one being just a standard steel flat shelf, which is angled and uses gravity. The first type of shelf we use is a roller shelf, and roller shelves are made up of a selection of single roller rails. So each roller rail is a collection of rollers lined up in a line and secured together to create this line of rollers. Now, depending on how wide you need your shelf to be and what products you're placing on the shelves, depend on how many roller rails you would need to create the full shelf. The second type of shelf is an angled flat shelf. So this type of shelf we commonly use at FlexQube is a powder-coated steel flat shelf, which is installed on our carts at an angle, and then that provides the flow function. The benefit of using these types of shelves over the roller shelves is the robustness of the shelf itself. So if you're placing heavier materials onto the shelf, we would highly advise using an angled steel flat shelf over the roller rails. So where would these flow racks be used? So when it comes to manufacturing, flow racks are used in many places throughout the facilities. However, most commonly they're used close to where human operators are working and doing some form of assembly or other type of work. So what we mean by work can be pretty broad, because these racks can be used in a picking area where operators are picking products to be placed into a kit that will be delivered to the assembly line, or these racks can be placed at the assembly line for operators to have ergonomic access to the materials and pick directly for assembly along the manufacturing line. Larger flow racks can almost work as large conveyors where operators don't actually have to carry materials long distances. For example, receiving goods at one point, and instead of having to manually walk the goods a certain number of meters down to the other end of the manufacturing line, you would use a large flow rack with a slight angle, and this means that the operators don't actually have to walk that distance. Next, so why would you actually choose to install flow racks into your facility? Well, obviously the first reason for using flow racks within your facility is because they encourage better ergonomics. Empty containers can be removed from each rack when they are finished, and because of the gravity, they will automatically be replaced by a full container waiting behind. Using this type of system always keeps full materials at the front of the rack in the picking area for the operator, and this greatly reduces the need for operators to reach and stretch for new materials, drastically improving ergonomics. The second reason for using flow racks is because it encourages FIFO, or first in, first out, which can be seen as an inventory control method. It is quite straightforward, but it means that the first materials placed on the flow rack will be the first materials taken out by the operators from the flow rack. This ensures the older materials or stock on the flow racks will be ensured to be used first, and as you continue to replenish the flow rack, the older the goods to be on the rack will be first up to used by the operator. Now, the final benefit of using flow racks is so that it can help visually organize your containers and boxes, as well as providing efficient storage. So when flow racks are implemented along the assembly line, it can be used as a visual organization tool, color-coding different containers and shelves so the operators know exactly where they're supposed to pick every time. So some common industries that you'll find in industrial flow racks is obviously automotive, tier 1 suppliers. You'll find them in distribution centers, e-commerce and industrial equipment. But this doesn't mean that flow racks or gravity racks are just limited to these industries. You will find some form of gravity rack or flow rack in supermarkets, in the milk section or the different fridges, as well as your local 7-Eleven or corner store. All the fridges are a different type of gravity rack or flow rack. So if you guys would like to learn more about industrial flow racks, you can just visit us at www.flexcube.com. You can also have a look at all of the flow racks on our website there. We have a wide range of solutions and designs that you can go through. And feel free to check out some more of our videos or subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with all of our material handling news. Thanks very much for watching, guys.